First of all, the Broncos, Fleming at fullback, Tollett, Ryan, Timu and Peters. Hammond is the captain at standoff. Glenair continues at scrum half. Up front, Seabold, Callaway and Cram, Rexless and Wynyard, and Gill is the loose forward. And on the bench a change. Martin Afire comes in for Sean Edwards, who became 18th man. Toshak, Simpson and Beasley. And the coach these days, of course, after the demise of Dan Staines, is Les Kiss. Now the Rhinos going well. St Hilaire at fullback, Rivette, Golden, Cummins and Sterling. Darryl Powell and Iestyn Harris, the captain, at scrum half. No Ryan Sheridan still. Farrell, Newton, McDermott in the front row, Hay and young Sinfield second row, and Mark Glanville is the loose forward. And the bench occupied by Jackson, Morley, Matthew and Pratt. The coach is Graham Murray. Well, it's a new coaching team of Les Kiss and Tony Ray, and they've come up with successive wins, and they've won both against Sheffield and Hull in a canter. 8 tries scored in both. Leeds, though, 9 games unbeaten in Super League, and they've won the last 4, and they've won the last 4 away from Headingley. Leeds, Iestyn Harris leading his men out at the Stoop. A great record so far in Super League 4, 3rd in the table, but that will become 2nd if they win here. Francis Cummins, 12 tries, has done a lot to help them this year, and Anthony Farrell today is playing at prop forward, normally a second rower, but prop forward tonight. And flanked by Laura Jane Judson and Eleanor Dawn Judson, the two matchday mascots for the Leeds Rhinos. Out comes Iestyn Harris and the Rhinos team. Now the Broncos. They're piecing their season back together in the past fortnight. Dan Staines' reign ended when London were beaten 74-12 at Odsal. Since then, Carl Hammond's men have won 2 in a row, and they come into this match high on confidence. Wembley now is just a distant dream, or if you look at the result, I suppose, a distant nightmare. They're after revenge for that, but they really want the 2 points for totally different reasons here today. So the captain, Carl Hammond, with his matchday mascot, leads the Broncos onto familiar territory. He's had a wonderful season, Carl Hammond, in a team that struggled for much of 1999. He's played really well. And Steve-O, the fact is that Leeds come into this match, it's their 3rd game in 8 days. It's a hot and sultry evening here in the capital, and that could prove a really crucial factor at the end.
It certainly will, and I spoke to the London coach Les Kiss about an hour ago, and he feels that his side will throw everything at Leeds in the opening 20 minutes. They want to get quite a big score, psychologically get the upper hand early in this match.
Iestyn Harris gets the game underway. Still Rexless is underneath the kickoff. He will take the first tackle. Sinfield and Glanville quickly in, and he is dumped to the ground. Callaway was the dummy half, and he got the ball away to Greg Fleming, top try scorer in the Super League for London with 11 tries. Good defence from Marvin Golden. Callaway again at dummy half, getting the ball away to Anthony Seabold. Les Kiss is the new man in control of things at the Stoop here, along with Chief Executive Tony Ray. They took over the reins when Dan Staines was shown the door. Of course, 5 coaches in Super League shown the door now this year, with the demise of John Pendlebury just 24 hours ago at troubled Halifax. But Graham Murray is very much in the running, I would imagine, for Coach of the Year. After his victory at Wembley, the Holy Grail is back at Headingley after 21 years. And you know, it's 27 years since the championship resided at Headingley. And if he pulls off a magical double, well, Graham Murray must be a contender for Coach of the Year.
Well, it has to be favoured already. You mentioned the Twin Towers there, Eddie. And of course, London, they want to show that it was just a mistake that day. They went off to a great start, capitulated late in that second half, but they know that Leeds are capable of scoring some sensational tries.
They're in wonderful form, and Darryl Powell in there with that tackle on Greg Fleming. He has been leading the way. This is the head-to-head in all meetings since 1980, when the London Broncos were born. Leeds with the 9 victories, but here at London, the Broncos have 4 wins to 3. And 4 wins from 7 against Leeds on home soil isn't a bad record since the first clash in the Fulham days of 1980. Not only that, they've won 3 of the last 4 in Super League.
And they saw the 2, shall we say, experienced players that stand off today. Darryl Powell, it was a good tackle on Carl Hammond. Both are in absolutely sensational form. They'll be trying to blot each other out, close each other down as quickly as possible throughout the full 80 minutes.
Marcus St-Hilaire played the ball to Terry Newton. Here is Leroy Rivette, and 8 weeks since his glorious day at Wembley when he ran in 4 tries and took the Lance Todd Trophy, of course. Anthony Farrell might have been playing in the second row today had Darren Fleary been past fit. He was given every opportunity to prove his fitness by Graham Murray, but Fleary not fit. And I know that Graham Murray was anxious to give Adrian Morley a bit of the breather. That's why he is on the bench. Sinfield, though, with a beautiful pass. He gets it away to Sterling. Sterling's got Cummings in support, and Cummings will score. First try to the Leeds Rhinos. 3 matches in 8 days. Well, they look fresh. They look eager, and Cummings makes it to 13 tries for 1999. Sinfield created it, though.
Beautiful play by the youngster. Sinfield playing in the second row today. Sucked in 2 would-be players. Beautiful offload out wide to Sterling. And as all good support players should do, back on the inside, Cummings. But this is outstanding play. We've often mentioned the skills of this young man, Sinfield. Kept his cool, did Sterling, back on the inside. Wonderful creative try, and what a great start.
13 for the season then now for Francis Cummings. He has been impressive in the centre for the past 4. But until that moment, he hadn't actually scored for 3. Now, Iestyn Harris, it's his 3rd game in a row at scrum half. His only previous appearance in that position was 1 for Warrington in 1986. Beg pardon, 1996. Harris then, but he's just pushed at the wrong side of the posts. That's a bit of a let-off for the Broncos, but Leeds are still ahead 4-0. A glorious try, really, from Cummings.
See how 3 defenders have been sucked into Sinfield. Once he offloads out wide, Cummings back on the inside. Wonderful creative 4-pointer. Sterling did well, offloaded at the right moment, sucked in Fleming, the fullback. Easy touchdown for Cummings.
Deep kick-off from Carl Hammond, too deep, it's out on the full. And he holds the right hand up and acknowledges the mistake.
Came off the side of the boot. Well, it's a dodgy start for the Broncos. Dream start for Leeds. 3 games in 8 days. As this game progresses, one would imagine, Eddie, that the Rhinos would perhaps tire, but they look so fit this year, don't they?
Well, they do, and they have that, as I said earlier, that aura of invincibility about them this year, and certainly the performances recently will help that. This is Marcus St-Hilaire. Good job that Wynyard was in there low down. Helped out also by Glenair. And now a drive towards the 10-metre line.
London hooker Dean Calloway took a bad knock there. He's struggling.
Ball popped back for McDermott. He's through 1, he's through 2, and he gets another. Oh, that was easy for McDermott. Well, you may remember McDermott scored a try similar to that at Wembley. He charged onto the football, and McDermott, well, just as he did beneath the Twin Towers here at the Stoop, he barged his way to the line. What a start for London.
Did all that was asked of him, the big forward. So simple. Just a neat little inside pass from Harris. Get out of the way. It was not the best attempt. It went far too high on the big fella. Watch for Harris. Neat slip back on the inside. And as I mentioned, Dean Calloway, the man that was injured a couple of seconds before that, That has played its part. The injury to Callaway, the hooker. Can't get a big hit on this fella. Get out of the way. He had a problem with his shoulder.
Last try at Wembley in May, but his first try that in Super League for 9 months. Now, Iestyn Harris with chances to make amends from almost exactly the same spot. He's got the sight set this time, and the Leeds Rhinos have raced into a 10-0 lead here at the Stoop. Disastrous start for London, breathtaking for Leeds.
Well, a simple try in many ways. Just a neat little flick back inside by the skipper, and you could see the man, Dean Callaway, just brushed aside. There is real problems for the hooker.
Sinfield to run the ball back again, and on his knees before he reached Anthony Seibold's tackle. Here's Mark Glanville taking them on once more. Gill was in there, and so too was Callaway. Seems to have recovered from the knock. And McDermott, another charging run, but he lost the ball in the tackle, trying to offload as he fell, and London have got it back.
Well, that'll be a relief for the Broncos. They really have not got into the swing of this game. I mentioned that their coach, Les Kiss, said they were going to throw everything at this Leeds outfit in the opening 20 minutes. Well, this is the first real chance that they've kept possession, but that's good defence by Rivett. Picked out John Timu so well then.
Here's Dominic Peters, playing so well on the wing that he's kept Martin Offiah on the bench tonight, even though Offiah is fit. Glenair, on it goes to Carl Hammond. He then finds Steele Rexless, who juggles with it, but Glanville came in and got the tackle in. The attack then just lost a touch of momentum. Hammond will go down the short side, stabs it forward. It's come up for him, and Hammond goes round at the outside of the fullback, St. Hilaire, and scores down. Well, that's a terrific try from Carl Hammond, a totally individual effort from the London Broncos captain. Came down the short side, sure that Leeds were short of numbers, stabbed the ball forward, regathered, and then turned St. Hilaire inside out.
Magnificent play. Quick thinking by Hammond from the dummy half. Neat little kick through. What wonderful control and composure. And what wonderful dummy. Marcus St. Hilaire will not want to watch that. They were very slow at the first and second markers. He went round Sterling. What a dummy there. He left the fullback, St. Hilaire, just sucking in on thin air.
Well, he's having a fabulous season, Carl Hammond. 2 tries and a drop goal against Hull last week. 2 tries against Sheffield the week before that. And he had a great game at Wembley against the Leeds Rhinos too. And that's just what the Broncos needed, really, to steady the ship. A little bit of invention from their captain, and it has produced their first try. Now Tulson Tollett, who I think it's safe to say is in the side for his goal kicking, trying to drift it towards the posts, not so far away in the end, but 10-4 Leeds lead.
You can see one of the markers got his back to the opposition, and Hammond takes full advantage of that. Quick to spot it, but what a wonderful kick, and talk about composure. You've got to have confidence to do that. He certainly has. Carl Hammond.
This Stoop pitch is gridded because it has been prepared for the winter season as well as the summer extravaganza of Super League here. It's very, very sandy beneath the boots of the players of both sides. You will probably see puffs of sand appearing underneath the boots. That's a great ball round the corner. Timu, Seibold was the man who fed him. Now Dominic Peters. Oh, it was a bullet pass and it bounced straight off the dummy runner, and Leeds have got it back.
Well, just confusion there. Dominic Peters didn't realise that he was the dummy runner. Lack of concentration. Could prove costly as well.
Because Farrell has it now for the Rhinos.
Second, come on, go, Craig. Move.
Terry Newton is the dummy half. He was pointing left, he went right and found McDermott. McDermott fancies a bit more glory in terms of try scoring, I think. Here now is Iestyn Harris. Lovely dummy, drop of the shoulder, but well done by Seibold.
Playing well, the prop forward there. Not only good in defence, that was a magnificent offload a couple of moments ago.
Darryl Powell playing as well as at any time in his 15-year professional career at the moment. Last tackle 10 metres away from the Broncos line. Harris stabs the ball forward. This will drop kindly for Chris Ryan.
Did well there, did Ryan, kept his composure. Not the best kick from Harris, ricocheted away. And the big centre, Chris Ryan, gleefully accepted that.
Glenair will try and give it a little bit of width. Seabold, though, is faced by Darryl Powell. Tenacious tackling and a little bit of help from Andy Hay as well.
It's amazing, he's not a big fella, this Anthony Seabold, but they are playing him at prop. Oh, that's a big hit. Glanville low, Farrell over the top.
He would have felt that, Scott Cram.
Well, an explosive start by the Rhinos. Full credit, though, to the London Broncos. They fought their way back into this match.
Oh, good kick from Carl Hammond, but I'm afraid not the greatest take from Marcus Saint-Hilaire, who scored a majestic try against Castleford on Wednesday. Well, I won't want to watch the video of that again.
No pressure whatsoever. Simple mistake, lack of concentration. 2 moments ago, he took a magnificent dummy from the standoff Carl Hammond, and the try that got London back into this match. But what a mistake that was. No pressure on him whatsoever. Oh, and Ryan's put it down.
So Leeds have got it back. That's a real let-off.
Well, on the very first tackle from the scrum there, that really is awful play from both sides.
Leeds, though, looking now to piece something together from their own half. Andy Hay, whose hat-trick last week against the Bradford Bulls earned him a call-up into the Great Britain training squad for the Tri-Series in the autumn, and a deserved place as well for Andy Hay. This is Farrell, and he's trying to get away from the tacklers. And the referee, Steve Ganson, blows for the penalty.
Well, Wynyard was underneath, and you could see the prop forward, Seabold, trying to turn him onto his back.
Leeds have had 2 penalties, London yet to receive one. Here's McDermott, he barges through the first line of defence. Timu and Peters eventually get to him. Leeds, though, moving menacingly forward here with Farrell up the middle.
Making good ground, though, the forwards there. Farrell, McDermott, the 2 prop forwards, they really are mixing it. Oh, and again, it needed a good tackle from Steele Retchless to stop that attack.
With a little bit of help from Peter Gill as well. This is Darryl Powell, he gives it to Harris. Harris then fires it wide and finds Marvin Golden. Golden gets the ball away to Rivett. Well, they surely won't need to have done too much homework about Leroy Rivett and the Broncos. He gets to his feet, they're still 10 metres away from the line. Darryl Powell, all wrapped up by 3 Broncos defenders. That's the 5th and last, says referee Steve Ganson. Newton back to Harris, he stabs it into the in-goal area, deep in-goal area here at the stoop, but it just bounces harmlessly dead.
He'll be disappointed with that, the lead skipper. He knew it was far too strong.
Wait till they're all back. Okay.
So London will build again. Telson Tollett on the wing for the last 4 matches and 17 goals in that run for him.
Made a good fist of it, though, since they switched him from the mid-place out onto the flank. Certainly hasn't let the side down.
This is Glenair again. Here's Peter Gill. Tried to fool Glanville with the dummy, and Glanville and Sinfield coming in to drive him into the ground. Almost dangerous, that. Hammond again comes down the short side, gets away from 2, can't get away though from Farrell, Cummins and Sinfield, but he offloads the pass just the same to Ryan.
Well, he's on fire, isn't he, Carl Hammond?
He has been all season.
That was excellent play. That's a good kick as well, that'll bounce up.
But there was no chase there for the Broncos, and it arrived easily for Rivett. Here's Saint-Hilaire now, trying to make amends for a couple of errors that have given London some hope. Glanville, on it goes to Cummins. Good tackling by Ryan.
Pretty solid defence by the Broncos. They're moving exceptionally quickly. You can see out wide, they're forcing Leeds down a very narrow channel. They needed to do it, they had to improve. It was a very shaky start in the opening 10 minutes.
Long kick from Darryl Powell, and even with the deep in-goal area, that will run dead.
Just going astray. Not much pressure on him.
Disciplined on the 10.
Powell, another standoff in Super League that really has hit the high spots. And a tremendous game last week.
Okay, hang on for him.
I don't think really, Steve-O, I've seen him play better, and when you consider
Right,
that
go, mate. He's only
Darryl
tiny
Powell
spoons.
has won 33
Okay.
caps
Ready?
for his country, that's some statement, isn't it?
Only one. Right.
Well, I think we mentioned a couple of weeks ago that 2 years back, he was on the scrap heap. I think it was Keithley they brought him back from, and did a bit of coaching out there, and he thought he was in for the easy life, but he certainly shocked everybody. And full credit, though, to the Leeds coach, Graham Merrick, for giving him the opportunity. Oh, good break.
Great break from Callaway. He's got support out wide as well, but he took the tackle from Darryl Powell, and Powell all over the top of him, just trying to stop the momentum. Here come the Broncos again now. This is Fleming. Fleming tackled well by Sinfield. Peter
Great.
Gill, London are anxious to get on with this. Hammond again. He's certainly the danger man. They're all offside though, Leeds.
Good refereeing by Steve Jansen, allowing the advantage, and that's quick thinking. They've got to get on with it. He's going to score on his own, is Hammond.
Well, he's gone to the
Leeds.
line.
Leeds defence, they just strolled back, expecting them to tap the ball, but oh, Tollett's in.
He is. Oh, did he drop it or did he ground it properly? It's a big call, and I think this will go to the video ref.
He may have lost control
It
of the ball.
certainly bounced very high after Tollett had dropped the ball over the line. Now the question was, did he have control as he put the ball down, or has he lost it?
This will be interesting. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
I've seen them given.
Well, it
Doesn't look too convincing, that angle, does it?
at fast speed, but when you slow it down, that's what the video referee will be requesting now. Can we virtually have it frame by frame? Remember, we had 2 close calls, similar to this yesterday at Otzel. And frame by frame, that's fine. As soon as the impact just slides through, I think he has full control. I think I'll go for TRY time.
Well, let's see what the video referee says, and he agrees with you. And Tulson Tollett right underneath the sticks. The Broncos certainly caught Leeds backpedaling at that penalty. Hammond went so close, and then Tollett finished the move off.
Well, full credit, but Leeds' defence were caught napping. They took a quick tap, and Leeds, most of the players that their backs turned to the opposition, Tully took full advantage. Well, it looked as though Leeds were controlling this match. Nice step from Tollett. We said he was in fine form. He came off the wing, went hunting for possession, and came up trumps.
Well, Tulson Tollett, I said earlier, in for his goal kicking, which he certainly is, but as you can see, try scorer now in consecutive home matches for London. And from bang in front of the sticks, I think this is going to be level pegging at 10-all, and it is. 10-10 here at the Stoop. London, last chance saloon for the top 5. Leeds after second spot.
Look at that. 6 defenders in the 4 grids. The nearest one is under the post, not surprisingly. Tollett took the easy option of going straight down, scoring the try.
Martin Afire has returned for the Broncos. Glenair is the man who's gone off. So Les Kiss, no doubt, will rejiggle things a little bit. Well, they had an awful start, the Broncos, didn't they? But they have come back well to 10 points apiece. And we're coming now to the midpoint of this first half. Started shakily, but they've come back well, and they've actually made quite a habit of that, haven't they, over the years that we've been watching the Broncos?
Well, it's amazing. We said that they wanted to get off to a flying start. They didn't get much possession. They came up with 2 early mistakes. That certainly didn't help their cause. But Graham Merrick, well, he'll be spitting chips. He'll have sent the message out to make sure that you turn and face the opposition, not turn your back. They really were caught cold then, Leeds.
Good tackle there, though, by Cummins on Ryan. There is Hammond again. That's a high kick to test Rivette, and there are chases this time, but Rivette does well.
Took it coolly there, under a lot of pressure from John Timu.
Well, Glenair has left the field. Martin Afire's come on. Let's get the news from Bill.
Glenair's just been having treatment in front of the London dugout as the Broncos are penalised for offside, and Ayr is back on his feet, and it'll be a big plus for the Broncos if they can get him back into action. It looks as though it's his left knee that's causing the problem. So as Eddie said, they have had to have a rejig, and I think Tolson Tollett's gone to scrum half at the moment.
Now Powell gives it to Kevin Sinfield, and notably for Leeds and ominously for London, Lee Jackson is preparing to come onto the field. Arguably the most effective substitute in Super League at the moment.
Well, I think
Glanville is the dummy half here though, and this is Farrell.
I think Graham Murray wanted to just get a player out there, which he's done so often this season with the hooker Jackson, to make sure that he gives him a kick up the backside.
This is Golden. He's away from one. Oh, and he had the man out wide, Rivette, but this time all he found really was the touch judge's flag.
Well, early in the match, everything turned to gold, but I'm afraid you could say it's gone a little bit leaden. Very scrappy indeed. Misunderstanding between the centre and the wing. Seems quite calm about it, does Graham Murray.
And he has made the change. Terry Newton off and Lee Jackson comes on. How many times has that been made this year? He must be the most influential substitute in the game.
Without doubt, his
15 as a sub this year, Steve-O, and he's turned the course of matches in virtually every one.
Well, he controls things so well from dummy half. We saw yesterday James Lowe's do exactly that.
A fire is back. Saw a little gap then. Good job that Andy Hay got the tackle in on him. Dean Calloway at dummy half. Here's Seabold again. He's carried the battle in the forwards well, has Anthony Seabold.
As I say, as you can see him just playing the ball, it's not the biggest of prop forwards. You mentioned Martin Offiah then. He has got a lot to prove. A lot of controversy about whether he wants to get away from London. This is a big chance for him to prove that he's still got the speed.
Crossfield kick from Hammond. It puts Rivette under pressure if the chase is good, and the chase is good. Tollett leading the way, and Dominic Peters helping out also. And Rivette felt the weight of that challenge.
It was a big hit by Peters. Well, he's thrown himself about. The crowd on that side now, they've started chanting. They were a bit slow to get into the swing of things. But Peters is on fire.
There's Glanville. He takes a tumble under two defenders. Peter Gill, one of them. This now is Sinfield, graduating from the academy ranks at Headingley to the big time in the Super League. Jackson will bring it down the short side and finds Cummins. Cummins then on to Sinfield. He hacks it downfield. Peters, well, took it on the knees and gets a great round of applause also.
Ooh, that was a big hit from Darryl Powell. Well, they go in both ends. Well, we anticipated that they would put the bomb up to Dominic Peters. Over the past few weeks, he has looked a little bit shaky underneath them. But he took that exceptionally well. Slowly but surely, he's getting into the swing of Super League.
Lovely ball from Hammond to Ayr. That was a great tackle needed by Farrell.
Superb low tackle.
Dean Calloway back to Chris Ryan. And London are getting to the pace of this match now. 10-all here at the Stoop. Last tackle here for the Broncos. It's with Hammond, not the best pass. Hammond now will hoist the bomb. And it's a tester for Rivette again. Oh, and Rivette
he just bobbled with that.
He breathes a big sigh of relief.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Leeds are peppering Dominic Peters. The Broncos feel that Leroy Rivette scored 4 tries against them at Wembley, of course. But they obviously feel that perhaps he's not all that clever at diffusing the high kick. It certainly wobbled, that one.
Here's Cummins, trying to go inside Ryan. And the London Broncos centre hauled him down. This is Jackson. He's on his own, Jackson. Looked right. Little support was there, so he took the tackle. And it's the last good defensive stint again from London, this.
Well, you can see
with the kick downfield.
You can see quite clearly there that they had forced the Leeds back into their own 30-metre mark. But the kick and chase is good. Really is a great quality of the Rhino side these days.
Darryl Powell has put in the last 2 tackles there. If anyone will feel leaden-legged before the end of this match, it surely will be Darryl Powell. 3 matches in 8 days. And remember, 33 years young, but playing brilliantly this year. The substitution has now been made. Toshak comes on. Gill goes off. It's a really warm night here in the capital. Matt Toshak, first touch for him. This is the last one. Callaway stabs the ball over the top. St. Hilaire. Good chase again, though. Toshak leading the way, the fresh legs with Callaway.
Good vision there by the hooker Callaway, just a little bit too far. Would have been better served with just a little chip over the top. The fullback St. Hilaire handled it quite well, but you can see that Leeds are a little bit rusty. They're standing still, they're not moving on to the football, and they've lost a couple of meters there.
They've lost a bit of momentum here, have the Leeds Rhinos. And the passing is not as crisp and as sharp as it normally is.
Well, we thought it would take its toll late in this match, but I don't even think that Graham Murray would have thought that they would have started to really slow down midway through this first half.
10-0 they led 20 minutes ago. Since then it has been virtually all the Broncos. Oh, and a fire makes a porridge of that.
Well, no one within cooey of him, and he has enough experience to know that he really should have used the feet. Bad mistake there. Well, all that effort with the defence, the kick and chase, and you could see that Leeds were walking, and they're not rushing to form this pack either. It is extremely hot out there. See the missed tackles, 10 from Leeds, most uncharacteristic of the Rhinos.
This is Darryl Powell, though. They're looking for something from this scrum, from that mistake from the fire. Will it be an expensive one? Powell gets to his feet, finds Jackson at dummy half, and Matthew. Big shoulder from Rexless.
Oh, Matthew said, where did that come from?
Jackson to Sinfield. Back door to Glanville. Great pass. Here's Powell. On to Farrell. Farrell trying to skirt round. Gives it to Golden. London's defence scrambling, and Golden trying to release in an impossible situation.
Opportunity missed there. Far too much traffic hanging around. He tried to get it off to Jackson. Well, a real opportunity has gone astray, but Martin Fire will breathe a huge sigh of relief. Here he is with the ball, trying to make up for that mistake.
And Rexless, good tackling by Paul Sterling.
Bit of a hospital pass there. Rexless just had a look at his colleague. Says, thanks for that, mate.
Almost through. Greg Fleming. Callaway dummy half. Hammond now. Nice little step from Hammond. And that will bank its way towards the line. St. Hilaire. There's 4 arriving in the chasing pack. St. Hilaire does well, though, skirts round them and uses the referee well. What a run this is from Marcus St. Hilaire.
Well, it's a good job Fleming got to him. There was no one else left. Tremendous work there from the fullback.
Harris, wide to Rivette. Good tackle from Dominic Peters. Tollett coming in because it's not completed. On to Jackson. Jackson on to Harris. Harris then to Glanville.
Well spotted there.
Penalty. All over the back of him was Matt Toshak, taking his time.
Took an eternity there.
Well, he knew that the London defence was stretched almost to breaking point.
Good work by Leeds, keeping this ball alive. Not surprisingly, they want to slow this game down. Justin Harris will take the 2 points on offer. Quite a way out. But I think it's more of a resting period for the Leeds Rhinos. I don't think it did them any good, Eddie, to go to that convincing lead very early in the match. They seem to take the foot off the pedal. They've allowed the Broncos back in, but this should regain the supremacy.
Well, as you can see, he's just slightly off centre for this shot at goal. Justin Harris, who scored 20 points to equal the record haul at Wembley. The clock just stopped before the half-hour mark as Harris is having a little bit of trouble with the kicking tee.
Really is muggy out there, and players from both sides will be not too unhappy about it. The Broncos will be disappointed if they concede the 2, but at least it gives them a chance to get their breath back.
This kicking tee is causing Mr. Harris 1 or 2 problems at the moment.
Wonderful contraption, isn't it?
Pity you didn't have the patent on that. You could have been a millionaire now.
Do they sell that many?
Worldwide, I would think so. But it seems to be all right now.
Well, I knew our game had gone global many years ago. 1 million, eh? Harris,
well, trusty boot, the Welsh international. London 10, Leeds 12. The boot of Iestyn Harris now separating the 2 sides.
An important period of the game now. Leeds trying to consolidate.
There's another one, by the way, with a kicking tee.
Wonder who's got the patent for that one.
Well, it's only 9,999,998 you've got to find now.
You amaze me sometimes. Not often, just sometimes.
Glanville can't go anywhere.
The point that I was trying to make is the fact that Leeds will be quite happy to go into the dressing change at half-time with that 2-point lead. Psychologically, they must feel a little bit tired as well.
And they're after some more here. This is Golden. Oh, and London slapping it in with the tackles now. Rivette.
Good work from Golden.
Good job the Fleming was there, risking another penalty. But this London defence is now set. Can they hold out against Farrell's run? Restless with the tackle inevitably, and Ryan penalised.
That's a flop.
Straight in, flop.
Well, that really was foolish of Chris Ryan. Restless had done all the hard work. You can't cheat in defence.
And Harris wants another shot at goal, the 5th Leeds penalty.
Little the official could do about that. Ryan, a couple of seconds too late, going into the tackle. And I would imagine that Chris Ryan would have got a real mouthful from second rower, Steele Retchless, who really runs himself to water, doesn't he? I mean, he still holds the world record, as far as I'm concerned, for tackles in one particular game of rugby league.
Well, it's off the kicking tee again, and the tee is, of course, the topic of conversation over here. And I talked about the millions of them, Steve, they're also played with just across the road from the stoop, you know.
Doesn't look like a white elephant, does it?
What, the kicking tee? No, it's pretty useful piece of equipment. Well, if anyone can kick this, Harris can. And Harris has. They'll chip away with those all night. London 10, Leeds 14. 2 penalties from Iestyn Harris.
That's a good cushion as well. You can see the official referee Steve Ganson turning and talking to the Broncos. Graham Murray will be quite satisfied with that.
Don't give penalties away.
He'll be quite happy to get into the sheds, have a few quiet words to his players. I think getting through the basics will probably what he'll be trying to get across to them. Make sure they go through the sets of 6. Be patient. That's what they've got to do. Don't force the ball.
Deep kick-off, fielded by Sinfield. He takes the tackle. Glanville on then to Harris. Oh, and short ball to Andy Hay.
Did well
somehow,
there.
How did he keep hold of that?
Magnificent play by the second rower then.
Harris.
Oh, he did so well, didn't he?
Jackson. Away it goes to Matthew. Matthew up the middle. It was
knock on.
Very, very ambitious from Jamie Matthew.
Well, I just mentioned the fact that Graham Murray will want him to get the word out, say, don't do anything silly. A little bit too adventurous there. There's never any chance that Marvin Golding could pick that up. Wasted effort.
Talking to Graham Murray before the match, and he said that, you know, it's about 28 degrees down here in London today, but he said he told his players that if they drop the football consistently, it will feel like 48 degrees out there because the pressure will tell on them. So his message to them was really keep hold of the ball and don't make mistakes.
Just simple rugby league football, that's all that's needed. And we saw there that Jamie Matthew interfering at the play of the ball. That's quick thinking there by Beasley.
He's hauled down by Sinfield. A fire was dummy half. This is Hammond. Long to Retchless. Short then to Seabold. Back onto the ground. Oh, and a mistake by Scott Cram. Well, London are conspiring towards their own downfall here.
Well, Seabold, the prop forward, did well, and you can see Cram there. Well, does he have a bad back?
That tackle comes straight off.
He should be used to it. Les Kiss looks quite concerned, not surprisingly. Yet again, they dropped the ball early in the tackle count.
Hold on, go.
Powell onto St. Hilaire, trying to cut inside Fleming. Fleming halted his progress. Hammond finished him off. Here's Darryl Powell, skips away from one challenge, gives it to Glanville. Good play from Glanville to Jackson, but good defence again from Hammond.
Actually, an unusual position that Jackson has taken up since he came in off the bench. He's not been running into the dummy half and controlling it. In fact, most of the time he's been taking the ball first man outside. Whether it's a new move by the coach Murray is difficult to understand. Is there now, but that's a little knock on.
Anthony Farrell, the culprit, right on the halfway line, this.
See that he just bobbled it. Just lost it sufficiently enough. You must regain your feet, then place it on the ground. It's quite obvious that he'd lost it there. Well spotted by Steve Ganson.
Fleming, not the best pass.
Dearie me.
Well, how many times have they put it down London on the very first or second tackle? Here's another one.
Well, that really was never on.
That was a pass to Cummings' backside, for goodness.
Well, Cummins had gone in to take out Chris Ryan. Riddled with errors this second half of the first half.
London have made less than Leeds, according to our statistics. Matthew. Powell, the dummy runner, Sinfield. On to Harris. Back to Sinfield. Wrapped up by Retchless. Ball comes back, flick,
Play the first knock on.
First knock on.
So it'll be a turnover. No, it wasn't on the last, so he's giving it to Leeds. Well, how on earth has he given that? Powell definitely knocked on first.
That was the one, I think.
That went backwards. Well, before that, this is Powell going for the football. Well, did it hit his fingertips? Either way, London are under pressure, and now Golden's come up with a mistake. Well, I was just about to say the build-up to this. There's a mistake from Golden, kept his eyes off the football. Just going to say, Eddie, that the build-up to it, you could see that he's done 4 already, is that 4 passes from the lead side, and not one man was running. It's not that hot out there.
Well, Marvin Golden, number 18, 4 handling errors tonight, average absolutely faultless. He got a hat-trick on Wednesday night. It just shows you in the space of a couple of days how you can go from wonderful play to problems.
I must say he's impressed me yet again as a fullback, Greg Fleming. It was a good run, charged, valuable 30 metres forward. Oh, they've gone without the football yet again. Well, we need a break, and I don't mean the half-time break. I mean someone to get through this defence.
Well, it would be nice if
something to spark this game up again.
For 6 tackles, and they've done just that now, London, at last. Chip over the top from Hammond. He was looking for a fire, and a fire collided with a Leeds player, and then just
moving off the mark, not square. Martin Afire, you've got to stand squared at the play of the ball. He was far too eager. Here's a chip over. Well, I mean, not only that, O'Fire just, well, just as a dive, tries to milk it. But even then, the Leeds players allowing that ball to bounce.
Come on.
Little rusty both sides, I feel.
Farrell is grounded. Coming up to the last minute of this first half. Powell, back it goes to Hay. This is St. Hilaire, and Hammond and Retchless there to halt that particular progress. Whoop.
Oh, Beasley. Well, the retaliator quite often is penalised again.
Hang on. Come here, Rob. Hey. Leeds.
Well, he wouldn't
Carl.
release him, and he took offence to the fact that the fullback just pushed him.
No, I want to talk to you.
Beasley, well, he missed.
Sort it out, okay? Don't want any more play the ball.
Missed by a mile.
I've had enough now. Next one's going in the sin bin. Okay?
Both teams.
Yeah? All right. You've no need to do that, whatever comes of it. Yeah. Okay?
Right, so the referee, Steve Ganson, has laid the law down, and yet again, Iestyn Harris will have a pot shot at goal.
Anthony.
Well, he won't mind. Neither will the coach, Graham Murray, that London are bringing about their own downfall. Silly penalties. Twice before, this fella has potted over very good two-pointers. Just ticking away, chipping away at the scoreboard.
Well, they'll have them all night, won't they?
Sure will.
But we made reference to the untidiness of the play-the-ball area last night during the Bradford St Helens game, and it is a problem that we have in the game in this country at the moment, I'm afraid, and it's something that Greg McCallum and his team of referees will have to address. Straight as a die, Iestyn Harris, another 2 points to Leeds. They will turn round then with a 6 advantage. London 10, the Leeds Rhinos 16, 3 goals from that man, Iestyn Harris, in the last 8 minutes of the first half, giving Leeds their advantage. Cummins and McDermott with the early tries for Leeds, then Carl Hammond and Tolson Tollett with 2 tries. Add to that a Tollett goal. 16 points to 10 is the situation.